the playoff fate for the Detroit Lions was already decided before either team took the field here tonight at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Detroit, plain spoiler. That was their one objective coming into this game. Because Seattle beat the Rams, Lions were out of playoff contention. However, a win would keep the Green Bay Packers out of the playoff hunt. And they did that. The final score, 20-16, Detroit Lions getting this done. With Lomas Brown, I'm Danny Rogers. Thanks for joining us here on our very last Detroit Lions Live post-game show presented by MGM Grand Detroit. Aren't you sad?
Shedding a tear. I'm sorry, Danny. It's been a great year with us. We've had a great time.
9 happy dances?
I know. Huh?
What is this 9th one? We didn't rehearse it at all.
I think we're going free for all. I was thinking about doing the sprinkler.
All right, fine.
You know, I'm just going around in a circle with the sprinklers.
You can't do that with the microphone, Lomas. We know this.
Wow, you had a fast sprinkler going around.
I know. I wanted to get that over with as soon as humanly possible. Lomas, you've been great, phenomenal all year. Detroit Lions, 9 wins after coming back from being 1-6 earlier in the season. What impressed you most about dub number 2 against the Green Bay Packers this season?
Can I say this first? Dan Campbell has to be considered for one of the coach of the year. He has to be one of the candidates. The job he done with this coaching staff, holding this team together. When they were 1-6, Danny, like you said, he was steady. When they were winning, he was steady. He kept this team steady. He kept these guys believing, and that's why they won 9 games this year.
Let's hear from the head coach, Dan Campbell, now, who's standing by at the podium.
Listen, that was a good win. It was a great win. Our guys, I was proud of our guys. They played their ass off. They were ready for this game, and they wanted to prove something, and they did that. And this team has just hung in there all year long. I said it. It's a special group, and the hard part of this is that it's over for this season because it is a special group, And but hey, that's. If you got to go down that one, if it's the last one for the season, then, man, what better way to go out than that for 2022? I told them they had victory Monday. It was – I'll say this. How about our fans out there? I mean, at the end of that, we had some fans out there in Lambeau, so – That was evident. You could see it coming out. When I came out early in the game, I'm looking. I said, "Okay, we got some blue here," and then at the end, you could hear them. But listen, it's a great feeling, and to win in a game like that, division opponent on the road. They're playing for everything, and we're playing for something too. And for them to come through, it was a great feeling. I just told them how proud I was of them, and then to end there at the end, to finish it out on offense after the defense had done so well all game, and just hung in there and kept battling and didn't allow them to score points. And offensively, we woke up and made plays at the right time. And look, you knew it was going to be that type of game. I mean, this is a good team. It's a good team. It's a good defensive team as well. And it was cold. There was a little wind out there, and the field was a bit of a mess. And so, it was going to take a certain type of game. But our guys played their hearts out. So it was great. Yeah. No. Listen, I told them this morning that I knew that they're going to check. We're all going to check. I just didn't want them, if they could keep from it, to just watch every play of it because of that. Now, we had to go out to pregame warm-up while they were in overtime and all those, but I think you got to be careful getting invested in it emotionally because it could drain. But basically, we found out, we found out in pregame warm-up or coming off, and I'm telling you, we were unfazed. We knew what we were coming in here for, and it was to gain some respect and show what we're capable of, no matter what happened. And we knew the only way to do that is to win. And so our guys were locked in. They were unaffected by that because we knew what the objective was. No, look, we have to, everything next year, it's a new year, and we'll get into that when it comes. I love the foundation of this team. I love the core of this team. That's the youth, and that's the veterans that we have, the guys that we have re-signed here, the guys that we plan on re-signing. But the guys that are here are people that fit us, and but you got to start all over again. Next year, you got to start all over. You got to build that camaraderie. You got to build that chemistry. It's got to all start over. But I do like where we're at. And look, Green Bay will be reloaded next year. They'll be ready to go. Chicago will be better. Minnesota will be better. I don't know. They'll be competitive, whatever they are. And so I don't want to say passing the torch. I just know this. I know we're in play. I know we have a team that can compete, and we're only going to get better. And that's what you want. You want to know you got a chance. Am I talking loud? Because I've got this toboggan on.
He's been a rock for you. Just how proud were you of him?
Jamal? Yeah. He got one of the game balls.
Get the Barry Sanders record.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Get 1,000 yards.
Yep.
Help you guys win against his former team. How happy are you for him?
Everybody's happy for Jamal. And because I can tell you this, offensively, all those guys, the fact that he got 1,000 yards and he beat Barry's record or surpassed it means a lot to that offensive line, the tight end, everybody involved in that run game. Hell, the receivers have a hand in it. But everybody to a man they're excited for Jamal. I mean, they are, because he's the ultimate team guy. He's an energy guy. If he's not practicing, you got to sit him. You have to force him to sit down, because he won't say a word. He'll go out there every day, even if he's probably shouldn't be practicing. And that's the way he's wired. And he's one of the most unselfish players that I've ever been around. And he is all about it for the team. But he brings some energy to us. And I tell you what, man, he in some critical moments today, once again, he showed up, and he's one of the most consistent players we have. I've said that from day one. You can always bank on the production you're going to get from him. You know exactly what he's going to do. He'll be where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there.
This was the first chance for some players to play in this kind of setting. What did you learn about Hutchinson?
Yeah, I don't know if I learned anything. Let's put it this way. Honestly, it verified what I thought, and it wasn't too big for them. And they went out there and played ball. They went out there, and what you love is you could feel our guys having fun, and they were playing ball, and certainly were playing at an NFL level, but they look like kids again. They're out there, and they're enjoying every minute of it, and that's what you want. You don't want, when it's a hustle or it's the last game, and it's just why am I out here? Why am I? And no, man, it's about improving. It's about competing. It'll always be about competing. And it was good to see them go out and do what they've done every week. Like, hey, man, it doesn't matter what stage we're on. We're going to go out and produce. And so it's good for those guys.
Yeah, the way you guys started winning early, started getting more recent, you were able to overcome the same thing you were
Yes.
two really big penalties that took away a touchdown from you today. Took away turnovers. It's kind of epitomized that resiliency.
It does. You have. I don't care what kind of team you are, or what you think you are, or want to be. Like, you have to be able to overcome errors, mistakes that'll come up. Now, you don't want to. Certainly the better teams don't make those, but yet you'll always get a few. And the teams that can overcome those, and they can bounce back, and they can convert, or they can get off the field on defense, those are usually pretty good teams. And we are. Really, the back half of the season, we found a way to overcome those. We get into some tough third downs early in the year. We were able to overcome them, and those were big because we couldn't do those. But no, it says a lot.
And the way you guys closed it out, running the ball, going for it on fourth down, giving a little bit of a trick play, almost like purposeful, like stamping that's what you guys are about right at the very end. Is that the way you would want to finish it?
No, I don't think that's what it was about. Like, this is, we're going to just do this for. We like to play. We're always going to have some things in there that are a little bit Maybe out of the norm is the way to say it. But I don't think that was, hey, let's call this because we're going to put a stamp on this. We just knew the play would work. I think that's the best way to say it. And we were getting into the hands of somebody two hands that we trusted. One was Saint, and then Saint to Swift. And then the last play there, the fourth down, was let's let Goff finish this out for us. Let's let him win this game, you know. So we put the big hat on him, and we had a feeling what they would be in, and we believed in Goff. He's been the guy that's played lights out for the back half of this season, really all season. He just had, you know, some bumps like all of us did early in the year, but we wanted to let's put the onus on him, man. Let's let him win this for us, and he did that. I mean, you talk about playing in rhythm, and it was huge. And Shark, the whole deal was, man, that's the way you want it to end. It was perfect, you know.
Coach, you two being here, you play here, we're talking, you know how meaningful it is for you to want to change this culture here. So you heard on and over the same old line. How does it feel when you hear people say the brand new lines? That's something that you embrace.
Yeah, I mean, I look, that's certainly, I don't want to hear that anymore, the same old line. You know, that's what all this is about. I mean, there's so many things, and it all comes with winning. But, yeah, this is a part of, man, I wanted to be part of building a brand new brand, you know. And so I like that, and that's the point. But I also know you want to do that, man, you really got to get in the dance. You got to get in the tournament, and then you got to make some waves in the tournament. So that's the next step. We've improved every year. We improved last year. That was a special group, even though we only won 3 games. And we kept a lot of those guys. And guess what? We got 9 wins this season. And we were 5-1 in the division. We got better. And next year we'll be better. And but next year's about, you know, man, let's get it in the dance, and then let's see what we can do when we get in there. He's played great, and he's really a perfect fit for what we do and what we ask. I mean, he's been able to. I think the true sign of a pro is somebody that can take the coaching. He can look at himself in the mirror. He knows where he needs to improve. He listens to what recommendations you have for him to get better. And I mean, he goes at it now. He doesn't shy from it. He doesn't get sensitive. He just wants to be good, and that's our quarterback, you know. So that's pretty good stuff. Yep.
You just heard from head coach Dan Campbell there at the podium. Lomas, can you do your best Dan Campbell?
I like that. He was right there, and he took the beanie off.
Yeah.
He put the beanie on. I like that.
He looks comfortable out there.
I love it. That's how you look after a victory, a big victory.
After a
like
9-win season.
Thank you.
And when you go 5-1 in your division, that's what you look like.
Knocking Green Bay out, too. Yes.
Do you have a favorite memory about beating Green Bay?
You know,
please tell me you've got one.
No, all my memories have been ugly, Danny, to be honest
serious?
with you. Yeah, I had the Brett Favre that threw the last. Yeah, so
you don't have to keep going. I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah.
That kind of hurt.
We're going to keep the show positive because it should
Thank
be.
you.
Let's head to the final stats. When you look at the final stats, both of these teams are pretty even in a lot of categories. In terms of rushing, passing yards don't stick out a ton in here. You know what sticks out to me, though?
What's that?
That nice little interception.
Yeah.
By Kirby Joseph, the rookie.
You know what? He's been so awesome all year long. To be a rookie, I think he set the record, or he tied the record for the Detroit Lions rookies with interceptions. He's just been phenomenal. And the great thing, Danny, is just to watch his growth throughout the season. You could just see this rookie, this young guy, just get better and better each and every week. And, man, I tell you what, with the experience he was able to get this year, man, he should step in and be an impact player for us next year.
Kirby Joseph, 3
Yes.
picks on the season. And then you also had that forced fumble recovered by Will Harris, which was such a big grab for this team. What impressed you most about the defense that only allowed 1 Green Bay touchdown?
That's it, Danny. And think about the last couple of games against Green Bay, the one that back in Detroit and the one here. The defense has done a phenomenal job of just kind of bottling Aaron Rodgers up. We all know Aaron likes to get out and make plays with his feet and buy time so he could find guys downfield. He was doing that against us, but there was nobody to find downfield, and that's a testimony to that secondary and what they were able to do tonight.
It sure was.
Yes.
Let's take a look at quarterback Jared Goff's final stats. He had the gloves on today because it was nice and chilly out there. 2 gloves out there. Finished with a quarterback passer rating of 85.9. He went 23 of 34 passing attempts for 224 yards. Averaged about 6.6 yards a throw. Longest throw was that 43-yard to Collie Freeman. That looked like it was in the end zone.
I know. And the other thing, no turnovers, right?
No turnovers
There you
and
go.
only sacked once.
And that's the key. That's the key for Jared. Jared has been so great with taking care of the ball. The offensive line has been great with taking care of Jared, giving him the time he needs. And when you give him that necessary time, you can see Jared can pick you apart. So he's been playing so well over the last half of this season. It's just unbelievable. And that's a nice way to conclude your season by coming in, knocking Green Bay off, and having a great game like he did.
It sure is. Jared Goff is standing by at the podium now. Let's hear from QB1.
All right.
What did it mean to you for Dan to put the ball in your hands there and tell you, hey, go win it? He said in his post-game press conference here just before years that that's our quarterback. He's our guy. He's playing so well right now. We're going to win it and have to finish it.
Yeah.
What does it mean for your coach?
Yeah, it feels good, but it's kind of what we expect. It's the game on the line. You want it in your hands, and we've come a long way in 2 years, and I think this was a nice culmination of that. And being able to get the win feels good, and but yeah, finishing it that way. Loved the call. Knew that it was going to be the call, and it was a great play.
When did you find out about the Seattle game?
Pre-game.
And how did you respond, or how you respond?
Great. Yeah, there was 2 ways to go about it. They lose, all right, it goes up to 100, and it's crazy energy, and they win, and then you kind of go, okay, like, let it all hang out. We got nothing to lose now, and so yeah, there's benefits to both. Obviously, the downside is we don't get to go to the playoffs now, but being able to finish 9-8 and have some positivity towards the end of the season like we've had is good. It's a special group we have. It's a really special group, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
Jared, there were assumptions.
Sorry.
This team might not play with an edge if Seattle lost the first second. What do you say to
Who said that? Come on. No, I don't think that was ever the concern for us. We've been playing with an edge since we were 1-6, and felt everyone said our season was over, and we traded TJ, and everyone wrote that we're nailing it in, and I love TJ. He's going to do fantastic in Minnesota, but there's a lot of things said throughout the year that turned out to be not true.
How much did the season test you personally when you start off 1-6? You go on stretch where you say, oh my God, I feel like the rest of my career, just the emotional side of the season and ending it the way you did. Just how much did the season test you personally overall?
Yeah, a lot. I think there's valleys and there's peaks, and we hit both of them. At different times of the year, and I think early on certainly it's hard. It's really hard coming off of 3-13, starting off 1-6. You feel like you can't find any answers, and all of a sudden something pops, and you get a little confidence. You start rolling, and things start going in your direction, and people start playing well, and it really all comes together. And it's been a good ride for us. Again, we'd love to be in the playoffs, of course. There's no consolation, but to be 9-8, have a winning record, and not get in, it's tough to argue with that after starting 1-6.
What are the future of this team going forward? How excited you are to draft capital this summer and just everything moving forward? How badly do you want to continue to lead this team?
Yeah, it'd be great. It's not entirely up to me, but I've enjoyed my time here. It's been awesome, and I hope it continues. But we'll see where everything goes.
There's a 30% changeover on the roster of the year, obviously being a different team next year. But having gone through what you guys did last month, how important is that playing in meaningful games, finishing off the way you did for the core guys that are going to be your young guys? How
Yeah.
important is this last
Yeah, I think we just showed a lot of people, who we are, and now next year every team will be different in our division. But we just beat Minnesota a couple weeks ago, and they're the top team in our division by record, and we just beat Green Bay at their place, and us and them were the second best team by record. We went 5-1 in the division. We lost to Minnesota early on. I think people know we're here, and hopefully here for a long time. Yeah, I've always known my capabilities and what I can contribute to a team, but I think this year more than ever, I had to very focus so much on myself, and not in a selfish way, but I had to make sure I was doing my job and not trying to carry a load that is impossible to carry at certain times, and that was the challenge, but it served me well, and I've learned from it and gotten so much better as a player and as a person, and being able to learn from that's been extremely beneficial for me.
Outside for making the playoffs, obviously. You mentioned how great way to finish. But with the whole knocking Aaron Rodgers out, winning in Lambeau Field, where they go.
Yeah, I don't know. I could say a lot right now. I'm not gonna, but I got a lot of respect for him. He's a hell of a player, and in my opinion, the best of all time. And if he's here or whatever, I don't know. But we were doubted for a long time this year, and a lot of people say some things, and I know he was never trying to say anything, mean or disrespectful. I don't think that's in his personality, but I think we may be a little bit sensitive to that stuff, and we're ready to come in here and win a game.
They probably respect him.
You sure think so?
Do you have any sense of how much? Do you have any sense of how much this fan base kind of hates the Packers? What satisfaction they get for you guys to win now?
Yeah, for the fans, sure, and it's satisfying for us, sure, just because they're into the division. I think more than anything, though, it's us getting the win and being able to finish on a high note. And sure, we get to kick them out, and that's a nice side part of it. But it's winning this game on the road in Lambeau. We're a dome team. We can't play in cold weather. The whole gamut, and we come in here and we do it. Yeah, it's been great. It's been part of what I've tried to do every game, and I've been able to hold on to that for quite a while. And some of it's certainly luck, and some of it, is me doing a good job. And I've been on the wrong side of a lot of those in my career, so it's seems like it's balancing out now, and it's been a good little streak. Cool, thank you.
While Lomas and I were listening to Jared Goff's press conference, a great presser, by the way. We taught Lomas what FTP means. It means for the pride, by the way. Wink, wink. And we were also scrolling on Twitter. Jason Kabinda, fullback for Detroit, saying, look, if we're not going to the playoffs, neither are you guys, with a bunch of cheeses next to it.
I love that, Danny, and that's the attitude they should have took. Deshaun Elliott took that attitude going out on the field, and the rest of those guys did too. Great job.
The rookie, Kirby Joseph, followed suit. This man has 3 interceptions on the season. Who are they all against, Lomas?
All against Aaron Rodgers.
You have too much fun saying that.
Yeah, I did.
4 rather interceptions.
4.
Okay, so 3 of them are against Aaron Rodgers.
We were
My
correct,
bad. I just set you up bad. 4 interceptions for the rookie, 3 coming against Aaron Rodgers. Kirby, that interception is our play of the game. It has to be. In the fourth quarter, this interception would give the ball back to Detroit for that offense to hold on to it and close out this game. What did you see on that interception?
Danny, I'm telling you, his closing speed was impressive to me because Kirby started off in the middle of the field and was able to get to the sideline to intercept that pass. You got to have great instincts, and you have to have great closing speed to get over there, and he showed both of them on that play. Just a great job by a great young player.
He is said to be a ball magnet.
Yeah.
He had to really step up there in the secondary at safety when Tracy Walker tore his Achilles earlier this season. Tracy made the trip here to Green Bay with the team.
Wow.
Yes, he did. which is awesome. His
Did he
rehab
bring
is going
Cinco?
great.
Did he bring Cinco or any
He,
of them?
he
with
did
him?
not
No?
bring any of the babies with
Okay,
them.
none
It's
of
too
them.
cold
Okay,
out.
I'm just sorry. I'm sorry. I just want to know if Cinco was
That's
here.
okay. We have to get to the star of the game, running back Jamal Williams. It has to be.
Yes.
He eclipsed over 1,000 yards the first time in his 6-year career. The closest he's gotten to that is just over 500 yards. So this was very much needed for him. And he also set the new franchise record for a single season in rushing touchdowns,
So-
17.
Danny, after seeing your interview with him and the emotions that he showed out on the field after using his great granddad, you know, I was a little because he took the little fella record from him, but Jamal is such a great guy. He's been such a great guy for this team, for this organization since he's been here. I enjoy watching him before the games, how he interacts with the crowd, how he gets the guys fired up. Just couldn't have been a better person that got that record. So now my feelings are different. I'm happy for the fella, you know, and it's just great to see him have the success that he had.
Jamal is, of course, our player of the game with those 2 rushing touchdowns. He just needed one to tie Barry's record.
Yeah.
But why not give him another and break it?
You know, let him go ahead and get it. You know, and again, it's great. It's a lot of things happen, a lot of firsts for this organization. Amon-Ra St. Brown, how he played this year.
Yep.
Like you saying, Jamal, what he did. We had a lot of guys do a lot of great things. Aidan Hutchinson. So we had a lot of guys step up this year, and it was great to see. It really was.
It totally was. All right, we get to hear from Jamal Williams. He had a very emotional post-game interview.
Yes.
Everyone go watch it, but let's hear what Jamal has to say now.
Buddy.
Jamal, you stayed on the field a lot extra after the game, just enjoying it, being with the fans. How special was this to, and we talked about it this week, not only get the win, which I know was first and foremost for you, but to get 1,000 yards and to get Barry Sanders a touchdown record all in one. Just how special of a day was this for you?
It was a great day for me. Great night and a great game. But like the only thing I can really think about is like just family members that passed away, and I really just dedicated this game for them. And so like I've had a lot of stuff happen to me in my life lately, like just my dad and my great grandfather passing away. So it's just been a lot, and my heart's been heavy for a little bit. But you know, I've always tried to just smile and make sure I'm there for my team and being a great teammate. So, and I'm grateful for them for just being my brothers and just understanding, you know, what I've been through. I try to keep it quiet, not put my business out there like that, but I just had to make sure I let them know, you know, this game was very special to me. I'm just grateful for my teammates for how they came out, just kept playing, fighting, and I'm just grateful to be on part of this team. Just the energy around here is great, you know, and I'm just glad we came out here and handled business in Lambeau.
What does it say those family members?
Oh.
I'm just curious, was that more of a this week thing? Is this more of a this season thing? How long is the family members waiting like this?
Oh, it's probably been like at the beginning of this year. Yeah, so, well, and last year too, so. But I just been trying to be a warrior and just try to, you know, be there for my team, do my job, you know, try not to let my outside life affect my work job. But when I finally go out there and, you know, I get the game ball, I get 2 touchdowns, I got 1,000 yards my first time, my emotions finally just fell out just because I know I was doing it for my dad and my great-grandfather. And I know that they looking down on me and just proud of me right now. So I'm just grateful to be able to be successful for them and for myself too, because I worked so hard for this. This year 6, you know what I mean? So now that I think, I just look at all the years, all the off season, all the running hills, throwing up in the off season, you know, OTAs, games, you know, even last year, just how that season was, just fighting through adversity. And I see what happens when you keep fighting through adversity. Blessings happen at the end of the road. So I'm just blessed, grateful, you know, and I'm just happy.
What does it say about this team when you guys finish it out, even though the playoff game with the group?
Yeah.
It didn't seem to affect you guys at all.
Well, for the record, for me, I didn't know what was happening. I was just ready to play a game. I said, don't tell me nothing. Just let me play. But I'm just grateful for my teammates, for them to know, and then still come out here and just go out there and play like that is just great. And it shows how much potential and how much greatness we have in us for next year. And you wish we could keep going off of this great game that we had, but just got to get ready for next year. So, but I'm just grateful for this team. They played tremendous, played hard. We had our ups and downs, like start 1-6, then you go 8-2. 8-2, yeah. So not like, yeah, you told me that one. But I'm just grateful for this team. Never faltered, never flinched, and just kept moving forward and just chopping down that tree, man. So I'm just grateful to be on this team.
There's a list that has you at the top and Barry Sanders second. As a running back, specifically, I've seen him play for the Lions, but just as a running back in general, what is he?
Oh, it's grateful. I feel like all my hard work is finally showing now, And like I said, like all season working and just preparing for this season. And the crazy part is, like I write goals for myself every year, and this year I've hit a lot of them. And it's just like you just be like, wow, you make those at the beginning of OTAs and not even for the season, but it's just like I look at my goal list now and check, and I got one on there that I don't even, the rushing record is a check that I didn't even have on my goal list. So I'm just blessed for it. It makes me even more hungry. Like, I'm not satisfied. I think that's my curse. I'm just never satisfied because I just feel like I can always be better. So I still got a lot more to go. That's all.
You got any relationship with Barry at all? Like, what was that like? Was you watching him growing up or anything?
Oh, I was a Walter Payton man, but I like Barry Sanders too. I just like, because he a different back to me. That boy had thick eyes, all that stuff. So it's just like, it was tremendous to watch him run the ball and just how he got east and west and north like quick. And he was just a strong runner, real short, but at the same time he knew how to use his balance and his power, and man, just an explosive player. So I'm just grateful to be in the same category with him. You know what I mean? I'm a different back, but at the same time I feel I can do it all sometimes. Though. I got to work on this breakout speed, though. You know what I mean? That's all.
What is it? I apologize for being asked. What does it mean to be able to close this game out?
Shoot, that's our dream. That's my dream. I love for a minute because I know what's about to happen. We about to run this ball, and they know we about to run this ball. But what you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta. I use the same words that my coach has been using to me since high school, and that's like, enforce your will. Enforce your will, 60 minutes of controlled violence, and that's it. That's all I know. And lock the gates. That's it.
Curious, when I think you guys are changing the way people view this team.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to you, to that locker room, to change the way people look at it?
I don't care, but at the same time, like, you're gonna have to stop disrespecting us like that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't watch TV. I really don't. And so, and then DC was the one who showed all the clips from people, picking the Packers over us, and because it's a playoff game, or they think the Packers gonna, everybody picked the Packers. They ain't nobody trusted in us. So that's how I like it, though. I like people to underestimate us and think that we can't do it, and then we come out here and we show people. So I just love changing people's hearts.
Jamal, you talk about the future several times. You use the term "we" quite a few times. Your contract situation. How important is it for you to be back and continue building and being part of this?
I'd love to. It's a great building block. I love Ben. I love DC. I love Deuce. Like, I love all the coaches because they just a great bunch of guys who get shit. Ooh, my bad. Get stuff done. Ugh, I'm sorry. But I would love to be back on this team just because of our players and just how everybody is really, when you go through adversity, you see who's really for the team. And everybody was for the team when we was 1-6. You know what I mean? Everybody was still down for the team, all for one, ready to go out there and do their job when we was 1-6. And so that right there, I feel like when you're at your lowest, you show what you see what people's true colors are. You see what their true heart is and where they at. And I'm just grateful for this team because then we went on a tear from there. So it just shows everybody's loyalty. It shows what type of personality they have. And I'm just grateful to be around a good group of guys, and hopefully I can be back.
You had singled out Jared and saying that one play to close out the game.
Mm-hmm.
One put the out and one again to have the ball put in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to mean a lot to them to have Jared be able to do that with the season he's had at least over 2 years.
Yeah.
What does Jared manage you guys?
Oh, for me, I think I called Jared Mr. Hope. I called him Hope before. And now the more I think about it, I see it. He's more Bruce Banner, and when we practicing, and well, not even practicing, but like when we in the locker room and all that. But when he get on the field, I tell you, he turned into a little Hulk, little tall, slender Hulk. But he's great. I love JG just because he believes in everybody. He's a great teammate. He knows when it's time to put the hat on somebody else to make a play. Like, he does nothing but give encouragement, and he does nothing but shows love, and we give it back to him, you know what I mean? And he just a competitor, and he just want to go out there and ball, and he did that. So I'm just proud of the scrutiny, and you know, everybody talking bad about him all the time. For him to block that out and still go out there and ball is a great trait for him. And I feel like he's just a great player, a great person, and he doesn't let the outside noise stop him from being great. For me, I was only trying to get 8. Yeah, and I beat that. Yeah, by a lot. So I think it's real bright. I just think we finished off on a good note, and I think even though we didn't make playoffs and we won, we still, like I said, we're not satisfied. We still hungry, and we know what we need to do for next year, and that's like, don't start 1-6, you know, and don't put ourselves in that hole, and just how we ended the season is how we need to start the season next year. So,
Thank you guys. Thank you, Jamal.
Gucci, I don't even know which one's my phone. Oh, never mind. Got it.
The leader in rushing touchdowns for the Detroit Lions franchise would like teams to respect the Detroit Lions.
That's right.
You heard it from here first. It's not that hard.
Hey, you know, a lot of the SOL, same old Lions, it's been going around for years, and it's a lot of scarred people, Jamal. That's why it's hard for people to get on. But I think now, Danny, after how they won these 9 games this year, the way they came back from being 1-6 and raising themselves up to get an opportunity to try to get into the playoffs, it shouldn't be no more of the SOL. It should not. This is a different team, different organization now, and fans, hop on that bandwagon. Hop on that.
I love that you just mentioned SOL because I spoke with tackle Taylor Decker after the game, the longest tenured Lion on this team, about that little SOL saying. He wasn't having it this season. Here's my post-game interview with Taylor Decker. Taylor, before this game started, the playoff fate was already decided. However, when those jerseys went on for the last time, what mindset did this team take to?
I think there was a lot of gratitude. Just an honor to play with these guys, and I love these guys. And regardless of us not being able to make it in the playoffs, this game meant everything. This was about respect. This was about nobody giving us a chance, despite the fact that we've been playing some of the best football in the NFL the last 9 weeks. And we went out here and we proved the doubters wrong again.
Some of the best football included a 1,000 rushing yard season for your running back, Jamal Williams. He set the single season franchise record for rushing touchdowns. What is that group made of?
I just can't say enough about Jamal. I mean, I know you know him. Everybody around the building knows him. Animated, super fun, about the most lovable guy. And he deserves it. And for him to be able to do it here against this team, incredible, man, incredible.
You stuck by the same sentiment all season long. These are not the same old Lions. 9 wins later, what standard has been set in Detroit?
I think the standard now is going to be competing for playoffs. I really do. But it's going to be a consistency thing. Like, can we go out there and can we do it next year? Can we build upon this? Because it's going to be a new season. There's going to be changes. But I think the foundation has been laid over these last 2 years. So, yeah.
Enjoy this. Thank you, Taylor. From a veteran to a rookie, Aidan Hutchinson, defensive lineman, came into this game with 7.5 sacks on the season. He comes out 9.5 sacks to end his rookie season. What impressed you the most about his effort?
Dan, his effort. It was there all year long. This guy has a high motor, and he plays with it all game long. And I think it's infectious when you got a guy that's out there playing that way. The rest of the guys want to be like that and play the way that Aidan is playing. He's been nothing short of awesome since he's been here. To me, he's lived up to being the number 2 pick in this draft. You can see the potential that this young man has, and we've been clamoring for a defensive end that could rush the passer. I think we have one for a lot of years to come. So just so happy we were able to get Aidan with the 2nd pick in the draft, and this man has come in and proven that he was worthy of that pick.
You heard Dan Campbell mention foundation. I know Taylor Decker mentioned it in his post-game interview. How much does a guy like Hutch help set the foundation?
Oh, my God, him and Rodriguez and Kirby Joseph, just all those young guys coming in, and you have a foundation to build upon. So that's the great thing. We got a foundation, a young foundation, and we can just keep building on that.
With that said, let's look around the rest of the NFL and see who got some dubs today. Chiefs over the Raiders, 31-13. We were almost watching this. Jags over the Titans, 20-16. That ended up being. I heard the ending of that was actually insane. Panthers got the win over the Saints, 10-7. Okay. Vikings over the Bears, 29-13. These are all scores from today. Dolphins getting an 11-6 win over the Jets. Oy, that sounds riveting. Riveting. Wow. Falcons getting a 30-17 win over the Bucks. Whoa. Okay, all right. Bengals 27-16 over the Ravens. Wow, that means a ton for them. I don't think they have to do a coin toss now. Bills 35-23 over the Pats. That turned into a high-scoring affair. Steelers 28-14 over the Browns. Steelers move on to a winning season. Mike Tomlin does it again. Texans just edge out the Colts. Oh my gosh, 32-31.
I'm not a fan of them.
I know. I know.
Lovey, so.
I know. Niners get the win over the Cardinals. The Rams, we already know the ending of this one. Seahawks going to the playoffs with that win. Chargers fall to the Broncos by 3. That one's a little bit weird. Commanders get a win over the Cowboys. Eagles over the Giants. And then you know our score, 20-16 over the Packers. What are your final takeaways from Week 18 at Green Bay?
My final takeaway is that this team came to play today. We knew we weren't in the playoffs before they came out on the field. It's just so great for them to be able to go out there and play the way they play. We were able to knock our divisional foe out the playoffs, shut Aaron up a little bit, just a tad bit. But again, I'm just so happy, Danny. This team played hard. They deserve everything they get, and hopefully good all season. Come back ready for next season.
It's just such a bittersweet moment.
I know.
9 wins and no playoffs.
I know.
Dang it.
I know. But a great season. If they look at it, it was just a great season for us. 1-6, that, like I say, that turnaround, that's been so awesome. It's been awesome being with you.
LB, season 2 already wrapped. That's crazy.
I know. And we're going to work on our dance moves for next year because we plan on doing a lot of dancing next year.
A lot. Is Joe laughing behind the camera right now? That's it. We're closing out. We're tired. 12:30 back at home. We got a flight to catch. For Lomas Brown, I'm Danny Rogers. Thank you so much for tuning into the Detroit Lions live post-game show all season long, presented by MGM Grand Detroit. I don't know when we'll see you next.
I know.
Week 1? Sadness.
The tears.
Thanks so much, Lions fans. We'll see you next time.